This is what I remember. That night we headed north of Manor, northeast end of the King Mountain Trail, the part where the bottom is at. Forest growing up there. Dense growing. Thickets of pine. Trees growing high and wide. They block out all the light in the branches. So dark. You can't imagine how dark it gets if you've never been. If you've never been, you can't know. Dark, even in the middle of the day. No trails, no signs of human life. No bird song even. Wet and old, soil and rock. Smell of mud and rotten leaves. Smell of something. Something sweet. There are parts of this country out this way, pure and wild, unknown to man, no human eyes have ever seen. Cave country it is. Hundreds of miles of caves, stretching and twisted underground, passages and tunnels and wide open chambers, pools so deep you'd never touch the bottom. Down in the caves, you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know what you're up against. You gotta remember. Keep it in the back of your mind always. And if you do, if you know your way around, well then you can get from here to there and back again. Some of these boys know the caves pretty well. Some of the caves down there, you can even see traces. Paper, candles, broken glass. See the names spray painted on the side of the cave wall? Party down in one of those caves. Take a girl, case of beer, whatever. Get high. I did that once. This was before. People in these parts, everyone knows the stories. Some gets lost down in the caves. Some guy, high or drunk, wanders deeper and deeper, passes out, wakes up in the pitch black darkness, can't remember how he came to be there, where exactly he is. And it's so black. It's like you can't even see your hand when it's this close to your face. Dark. You can't imagine how dark it gets. And I was getting spooked and turned around. He can't remember which way he needs to go to get out. Going deeper and deeper into the blackness, making a wrong turn somewhere along the line, going the wrong way, deeper and deeper, faster and faster into the blackness. Nothing else like it, nothing feeling right. And all he knows is his heart beating in his chest, and the feel of the stone underfoot. And the stone wall wet and blood against his palm. The sound of water dripping. And somewhere far away, the rustling of 1,000 wings. All the things you become aware of in that darkness, tiny things, and how they all feel wrong this time around. And slowly you feel your panic begin to rise, and slowly you understand just how lost you are, and what exactly that means. And all you can feel now is your lungs, and your sweat, cold sweat, as you try to move forward, try to get out of that darkness, trying to find your way back. The tunnel narrows now. You can't stand, crawling on your hands and knees, trying to get out, trying to get back, until all of a sudden you see it. Something up ahead. A light. A shaft of light. Flicker. Faint. A light. And now you see it glowing, glimmering, a steady glimmering. There is a light just up ahead, just at the end of the tunnel, just beyond where you can reach. You just go a little further, just a little further. You're almost there. Almost. So close you can almost touch it. And then BAM! You hit a wall of stone. And the light vanishes like it was never there. What it was. What it is. When it gets that dark, The eyes play tricks. The mind plays tricks. Sealy? Sealy girl, is that you?
Jakey loves Jolie. Tommy loves Danielle. Sean loves Kendra. Billy loves Allison. Seth loves you. Forever and ever.
Hey!
Hey.
Hey! Sealy!
Yeah.
It's me, Kendra.
Kendra.
Sealy, can you hear me? Night in the cave. It was such a long time ago, I can't hardly remember. I was playing, I remember that, throwing my voice and listening for the echo. It sounded like I was over there and all over the place, like I was split up into all these girls, all these invisible girls shouting from every which way, and I thought that was the most amazing thing. Truth to tell, I can't recall what I saw that night, or what I thought I saw. And I told them so the next morning, but they kept at me about what had exactly happened, like I could know that. Like I could know that thing.
I was here. Remember me. Forever and ever.
It was dark. It was so dark. There were some candles we brought along to make it all spooky, like shadow light, firelight. But once you got past the opening, once you got inside the cave, there wasn't no light. And Sealy was talking out loud. I remember it was funny to me what she said. I thought it was the funniest thing in the whole world, and I can't remember exactly what it was. What she was saying could have been some tiny thing. Could have been nothing at all. And then after that, I don't know. I forget. I try to put all this behind me. I'm not the same person I was then. I don't hardly know who that girl was anymore. Sealy she was nice. She was different. Touch, like she got the shine, you know, like she was seeing things different. Seeing things we don't see. And on her wall, she had tacked up pictures of angels. Beautiful boys with big muscles and all, and they're all bare-chested with their big strong arms and chests. The only thing different being the wings. Beautiful boys with wings. And I didn't get all that when I was little. All that stuff about angels and God in heaven. I thought it was all clouds and angel babies playing harps. I didn't get the other part. The secret part, like some kind of sound. The language of angels. And how light burns.
Sealy? Sealy!
Folks they ask me sometimes. I don't talk about it much no more, but I tell you what, and this is the truth, 'cause I don't tell it like it was. She was a mystic girl. Family's love. Father was a holy Lord, healed people's people. Used to speak in tongues and handle serpents with his bare hand. Past 44 feet, God flung into oblivion on some mountain. Died in flames on a bright Sabbath morning. Mother's never arrived after that. Became some kind of palm. Terror card that he had a sign from the trail. People would come from time to time, tourists mainly. Driving through the interstate would see the sign from the road. She'd take their hand and tell them what their lives could be like. Whether they was going to fall in love or get a new job. The future of lives with the lines in her hands. Their life.
Don't!
Like she could tell the future. Like she knew it was going to be. That whole family, it's a sad thing. Ever since she was little, she would come to school in dirty clothes. Hear all wild talking craziness about angels and devils and God and heaven. Another thing, I don't like to say, but she was wild. See the word. Lots of good for lots of guys. She was a girl like that. Got high, got drunk. She even told me.
I tried anything once.
She said that to me once. That night, the night she disappeared, lots of us was wasted and drinking and such. We were young back then. It was a long time ago.
What do you want?
What do you want?
What?
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 Don't! I said don't!
That next morning, I thought maybe she was seeping it off somewhere. When they saw she was missing, they called my daddy a sheriff at the time. My daddy, my uncle, Sis, John, Jolie, their uncles and brothers too. They searched the cat as deep as they could go. Searched the forest too, bright and all. I wish things had been different. I wish things had turned out different. Trying to go over her head, trying to understand what happened. But with people like you, you can never know what happened. She could just take off, no word to anyone. Maybe some side of the head just goes off and the hitch right out of town and just keep going. Maybe she's living in California, Florida, somewhere pretty far away. New name, new life. I like to think that's what happened. I like to keep the faith.
She had a tattoo. See her did. Tattoo of a butterfly. All different colors. Fuchsia, blue, emerald green. She said they were angel wings. She was making her own. She got that tattoo when she was 15, all along the wide of her shoulder blade. I remember when she got that tattoo. Little dots of blood along the edges. I touched it with my finger and rubbed it away.
I don't know what happened to Celia. Some folks say she ran away. Just took off that night, but I don't think she ran nowhere. Some folks, they talk about spirits. Say they hear voices. A girl singing out by Keene Mountain Trail. And I hear voices. I live thousands of miles away and I still hear them when I dream. They come to me in the darkness of my sleep.
They never found her body. She just disappeared. It's like she disappeared without a trace. For the longest time afterwards, I'd hear her voice in the night, calling out to me. It was like she was just up ahead. Just beyond the edge where I could see.
Sam! Sam, where are you? Help me!
I don't care enough. That night, Celia disappeared. I was drunk. I was so drunk, I couldn't stand. I passed out. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember nothing.
JB loves Jolene. Tommy loves Danielle. Sean loves Kendra. Billy loves Allison. And Seth loves Celia. Forever and ever. I can still see it in my mind's eye. see the spray paint letters on the cave wall and where the paint dripped down, and thinking to myself, how these names will be here long after we're all gone. How somebody maybe come around sometime, shine a light up to the cave wall, and wonder to themselves who these people were. Whatever happened to them?
Jolene died in her sleep before the year was out. Her heart just stopped. Nobody knew why. Tommy fell off the edge of the cliff down by Diamond Gap. Broke his back in the fall. Billy killed a man in summer of '91. Got sent east to Odin. 25 to life. Allison died in a car crash out by Maryville. It's been 5 years they put her in the ground. Sean died that same year, hunting accident up by Mount Airy. They buried him before the first snowfall. Danielle's still living. Shoots speed in the trailer out by Boone. Tried to talk to her once. She looked through me like I was some kind of ghost.
After that, I moved up north as far away as I could get, and I got married and had kids. I guess I'm happy. Happy as anyone can be.
JB and me, we stayed. JB became the sheriff like his daddy and his daddy before him. We never did talk much after that night. We fell away.
I look around and it's a strange thing. We lived wild back then. Quicker than all of us were. Did things we maybe regret. Caught up with some of us in the end.
Sometimes I have dreams.
There was a time people talking about herbs, talking about hauntings and spirits. They said Silly Gaines was killed in that cave and their soul found no fit place to rest. Still wanders darkness trying to find some peace. People around here are kind of backward kind of folk. They hear the wind and trees and they think they hear a girl's voice singing. Me? I believe in none of that.
Sometimes I have dreams.
Things happen. Terrible things. We could spend our whole lives wondering why one lives and one dies. Why we sin and die indeed. We could spend our whole lives wondering why we do what we do. And if you did, that'd make you crazy because there's no reason. None at all.
I heard about Seth last night. My sister called to tell me. I knew he'd had his hard times since then. I knew his life had never been the same. And how he went out to the cave where we all were that night, went alone, and he disappeared. It's been near a week. The searchers are still looking for him. Everybody knows those caves go back miles into the earth. 1,000 ways to go, 1,000 twists and turns. Everybody knows they'll never find him. Everybody knows that.
They say the kid got to. They say he did. They say he killed his girl and hid her body so deep in the cave nobody found her. They say that. I know better.
And sometimes I have dreams, and I remember them in bits and pieces. The sound of my children's voices, sunlight on the kitchen counter, my husband's sweet goodbye before he goes, and the darkness of the woods at the edge of my land, and I look out my window at the night and all its darkness. Our land, the woods, beyond, just a field of darkness as far as the eye can see. And which is the dream? Which is the waking? I cannot know.
In the deepest part, in the blackest part, I saw a light. I followed it as far as I could go until I could go no further. I heard her voice. I felt her skin. I felt her breath against my face like the sun. And she held me in that darkness, whispered words that burned through, filled me with heat, pure heat, and light, if light were words. And then she took me in her arms. And I felt peace.